What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Welcome to the June edition of my most anticipated albums. May was a pretty good month. It wasn't the best month for music, but it certainly wasn't bad by any means. And when I did the video back on May 1st, there wasn't too many albums announced. Like, it was a lot of smaller ones like Ritz and Havoc from Mobb Deep. But this month, there's a lot more that's coming that has a release date, is concrete, and let's get right into it. The first release I'm going to look at is TGOD Mafia's Rude Awakening. Now, TGOD Mafia is a collaboration group between Wiz Khalifa, Juicy J, and producer TM88. I think this idea is going to work well because TM88 supplies the type of beats that Juicy J and Wiz Khalifa sound good on. Like, you know, you got the trap Wiz, you got Juicy J who's always in the turn up mode, and TM88 is someone who could provide those type of beats. Now, I'm not saying I want the full album to just be like hype, turn up, trap. I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be more structured. I want to see like different sides. I want to be impressed by like TM88. I want to hear a beat from him that I'm like, wait, he produced this one? You know, I don't want him to just get stuck in like his little lane. And I don't think that Juicy J and Wiz Khalifa will allow him to do that, hopefully. And I think Wiz and Juicy J have always proved to be a good combination. So I don't anticipate being disappointed with this release, but you know, we'll see when I review it after it comes out. Jumping ahead to June 17th, the highly anticipated sophomore album from YG titled Still Crazy. YG has kept his fans waiting for over 2 years now. My Crazy Life was one of the best releases of 2014. And then since then, YG has been really quietly working on this. He's toured a little bit. You know, he had to fall out with DJ Mustard. And so unfortunately, as much as he was like an architect in you know, My Crazy Life, we're not going to see any DJ Mustard on Still Crazy. A couple months ago, they did reconcile. You know, they're cool. They were seen at a festival, really, you know, chopping it up and being friendly with each other. So there's definitely the possibility that the two do some music going ahead. But as far as this album, I read that there's going to be no production from DJ Mustard, which is both a good and bad thing. I think it's good because you want to see YG kind of expand past DJ Mustard. Like, we've seen what they can do together. They made a really, dare I say, classic album together. And so I want to see what YG can do if he works with other people. Now, I don't know all the producers that he's worked with, but I remember hearing that he was in Atlanta, and one of the names that I vaguely recall hearing about was Manny Fresh, and I'm interested to hear what that would sound like if it makes the final cut. But regardless, I think YG is going to surprise people again with this album. So June 17th, we'll find out. It's Still Crazy. These last three releases all come out on the same day, June 24th. That is like the biggest day for music releases this month. And we're going to start things off with Rae Sremmurd's Stream Life. Now, I am not a fan of them, but I like Look Alive. It's a start for me. If you've been a long-time fan of the channel, then you might remember when me and Reese were doing reviews, and we had one for Shrem Life, and we just couldn't get into it. Like, all the hype surrounding it online, and everybody praising it, I was just like, what? This album is just so basic. It's a fun album. Don't get me wrong. I can identify a fun album, but it's not the type of fun that I can really play. I think it was just too basic for me, but Look Alive sounds good. It's not a hit single by any means, or else it probably would be bigger, but I think it's like one of those records that it just draws you in. And on the album, they also have Kodak Black, Juicy J, and Lil Jon. I'm most interested to hear the Lil Jon collaboration simply because I want to know what like type of Lil Jon we're getting. Are we just going to get like that party EDM Lil Jon? Or maybe they'll actually do something like different, like a nod to the old Lil Jon, you know, the 2004, the yelling, the repetitive. I loved Lil Jon when he was doing that. It was so minimal, but he made it work, and that was one of the best things about Lil Jon albums. He would shout the same thing over and over again, you know, him and the East Side Boys, but they made it work. So I'm going to go into Shrem Life 2 with a a clear mind. I'm not thinking about Shrem Life and, how much I bashed it. I'm going in with a clear perspective. I'm going to give them another shot. They've already impressed me a little bit with Look Alive, so we'll find out. Another album dropping that day, which is also a sophomore album, is Riff Raff's Peach Panther. This was supposed to drop June 1st, 2015. Riff Raff wanted to put out Peach Panther and then another album that was supposed to be rock inspired. Instead, he was just quiet up until like last fall, where he put out a little EP, and now we're finally at the point where we're getting Peach Panther, and I think Riff Raff is entertaining. I know why people don't like him, I get that, but me personally, I listen to him and I laugh in a good way. Like he said that, like he just, all his different mannerisms, he's just an entertaining guy. So I'm not expecting to be blown away lyrically, or, I'm just looking for a fun project with a lot of weird references that I can laugh at, and just something to enjoy. I don't expect much out of this album, but I expect, Riff Raff to be Riff Raff. And that's all you can really expect at the end of the day. The last album that we're going to look at is Birdman's Miss Gladys. This is supposed to be his final solo album. He's also dropping Rich Gang Volume 2 early July. But this is Birdman's final solo album. I can't say that I'm extra hyped. I look at it like this. Ever since Birdman went off and been solo, since the big timers are gone, I just really haven't got into Birdman's music. He's had little hits here and there that I'm like, okay, I like this one, and songs on the album, like, I like this one, guest features, okay, this one was good. But for the most part, Birdman has been repetitive, like, especially this year. He's put out a lot of songs, videos, and they all just come off as repetitive. I talked about this when I did the Lost at Sea EP review that he did. He did that EP with Jacquees, and I noted like how, Birdman is just saying the same stuff over and over again, and I was just getting tired of it. So I throw this on my list because I want to have faith in Birdman. If there's just one song on the album that I really enjoy, then I will consider it a success, because I can't name a Birdman song from the last 3 or 4 years that I really liked. So I'm hoping that he goes out with a bang on his final album. It would be nice, but then again, I'm not holding my breath. So those are the 5 albums that I wanted to talk about today that are coming out sometime in June. I gave the release dates for everything. June 24th, you got Rae Sremmurd, Shrem Life, Riff Raff, Peach Panther, Birdman, Miss Gladys. June 17th, you got YG Still Crazy. And this Friday, June 3rd, you got TGOD Mafia, the combination of Wiz Khalifa, Juicy J, and TM88, Rude Awakening. Let me know what you think about these upcoming albums in the comment section below. And if there was anything that's on your radar that I didn't include in this video, definitely hit me up. Tell me why you're excited for it. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermon's Domain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.